On July 27th, 2026, a company that most people outside the chip industry had never heard of walked onto the Shanghai Stock Exchange and did something that had never happened before in the entire history of Chinese financial markets. Its stock did not go up 10%. It did not go up 50%. It went up 466% on its very first day of trading. By the time the closing bell rang in Shanghai, this single company had a market capitalization of 3.3 trillion yuan, which translates to roughly $488 billion. It had just become the most valuable company listed on any mainland Chinese exchange, overtaking the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, one of the largest financial institutions on the planet. The day after that happened, lawmakers in Washington launched a bipartisan congressional investigation. Micron Technology, America's biggest memory chip maker, watched its stock slide. Samsung and SK Hynix in South Korea felt the pressure immediately. And the entire global semiconductor industry, which had operated with the same three dominant players for decades, suddenly had to confront the fact that there was now a fourth one, and it was moving faster than anyone had expected or planned for. The company is called CXMT, which stands for ChangXin Memory Technologies. It is based in Hefei, China. It was founded in 2016 with heavy backing from the Chinese government. And what it just did to the global memory chip market is one of the most significant industrial stories of the decade. To understand why a stock market debut in Shanghai rattled Capitol Hill, you need to understand what memory chips actually are and why the people who control them control the future of artificial intelligence. Every single AI system running in the world right now, every large language model, every data center computing cluster, every server farm processing the requests that power modern technology needs two things in enormous quantities. It needs processing power, which is what companies like NVIDIA provide through their GPUs. And it needs memory, the chips that store and move data, fast enough to keep those processors fed. Without fast, high-capacity memory running right alongside the GPU itself is useless. It sits there waiting for data that cannot arrive quickly enough. This is why the relationship between memory chips and AI computing is not optional or secondary. It is fundamental. Memory is the blood supply. The GPU is the heart. Neither functions without the other. And for the better part of the last 30 years, the global supply of DRAM, which is the dominant type of memory used in everything from your phone to the most powerful AI servers on Earth, has been controlled by exactly three companies: Samsung in South Korea, SK Hynix also in South Korea, and Micron Technology in the United States. Those three companies together held well above 90% of the global DRAM market. That kind of concentration gave them enormous pricing power, enormous strategic influence, and an almost complete lock on one of the most critical inputs to the AI revolution. CXMT just kicked the door to that club open. Let us start with the numbers, because the numbers from this company are genuinely difficult to process. In the first quarter of 2026 alone, CXMT reported revenue of 50.8 billion yuan, which is approximately $7.5 billion. That revenue figure represented a year-over-year increase of 719%. Not 7%, not 70%, not 170%. 719% growth in a single year. Their operating profit for the same quarter reached 35.43 billion yuan, a sharp reversal from the 2.83 billion yuan operating loss they recorded in the same quarter just 1 year earlier. For the first half of 2026, the company guided for total revenue between 110 and 120 billion yuan, with net profit expected between 66 and 75 billion yuan. If those projections are correct, and based on the trajectory they are conservative, CXMT will have more than doubled its full year 2025 revenue in just the first 6 months of 2026 alone. Their gross margin in 2025 reached 37.8%, a number that compares favorably to Samsung at 39.4% and Micron at 39.8%, and represents a swing from a negative 113% gross margin in 2023 and a negative 4.7% gross margin in 2024. This is not a company that was slowly climbing. This is a company that went from bleeding losses to near profitability to extraordinary profitability in under 3 years. The trajectory is almost vertical. The IPO itself broke records at every level. CXMT raised 57.92 billion yuan, which works out to approximately $8.6 billion, in what became Asia's largest semiconductor IPO of 2026 and the largest mainland Chinese semiconductor listing in stock market history. The stock was priced at 8.66 yuan per share. It opened trading at 49.50 yuan. It touched an intraday high of 55.03 yuan before settling to close at 49 yuan, representing that 466% gain over the offer price. Trading volume on CXMT's first day reached approximately 141 billion yuan on the Shanghai Exchange, a level that no other Chinese domestic stock had previously generated in a single trading session. By the end of the same week, the stock had continued rising, with the market cap climbing to 3.54 trillion yuan, approximately $553 billion, firmly establishing CXMT as the single most valuable company on mainland Chinese exchanges. To put that in perspective, the company that it knocked out of the top spot was the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, one of the largest banks in the world by assets. A 9-year-old memory chip maker out of Hefei beat China's biggest bank on the stock market. That does not happen unless investors believe the story being told by the underlying business is real, large, and still in its early chapters. So what exactly does CXMT make, and why does it matter for every person who buys a laptop, builds a PC, or uses a smartphone? DRAM stands for Dynamic Random Access Memory. It is the memory that your devices use for active work, the temporary storage that holds whatever your computer or phone is actually doing at any given moment. Every time you open a browser tab, run an application, stream a video, or ask an AI assistant a question, DRAM is the component handling that live activity. Faster DRAM means faster devices. More DRAM means devices can handle more tasks simultaneously. And in the world of AI computing, where data centers are processing billions of requests simultaneously, the demand for DRAM has exploded to levels the industry had never anticipated at this scale and this speed. CXMT's core product lineup addresses this demand across multiple segments. Their DDR5 chips, which represent the current standard for modern computers and servers, reach speeds of up to 8,000 megabits per second and come in both 16 gigabyte and 24 gigabyte configurations. They use approximately 20% less power than the previous DDR4 generation, which matters enormously in data centers where electricity bills are one of the largest operating costs. Their chips include on-die error correction, which improves stability and data accuracy under heavy computing loads. And critically, every major motherboard manufacturer, including Asus, MSI, and Gigabyte, has validated memory built on CXMT chips, which means these are not experimental products sitting in a laboratory. They are qualified, shipping products, going into real consumer and enterprise systems right now. But the product story that built CXMT's actual revenue base is not DDR5 for computers. It is LPDDR, which stands for Low Power DDR, the memory that goes into smartphones and thin laptops. And this is where the scale of what CXMT has built becomes clear. Their LPDDR5 and LPDDR5X products made up roughly 66% of the company's core business revenue in 2025. That is not a side product, that is the engine. Their LPDDR5X variant reaches top speeds of 10,267 megabits per second, a 66% improvement over standard LPDDR5, while consuming approximately 30% less power. They began mass production of the 8533 and 9600 megabit versions in May 2025, with their flagship 10,667 megabit version moving into sampling and full production shortly after. These chips support phone and laptop configurations, ranging from 12 gigabytes of memory all the way up to 32. And the customer list for these products is not a collection of obscure regional brands. It includes Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, and Honor, 4 of the largest smartphone manufacturers on the planet. When the biggest phone brands in the world's most populous smartphone market are sourcing their memory from you, you are not a startup playing around at the edges. You are infrastructure. CXMT went from mass-producing LPDDR5 in 2023 to sampling next-generation LPDDR5X in 2025, 2 full generations of mobile memory advancement in under 3 years. For a company that critics as recently as 2024 were dismissing as years behind the competition, that pace of development redefines what catching up looks like. The timing of all of this matters as much as the products themselves. The global memory market entered what analysts are calling a supercycle in 2025 and 2026, driven almost entirely by artificial intelligence. Data centers building out AI infrastructure need enormous quantities of both standard DRAM for servers and a specialized high-performance type of memory called high bandwidth memory, or HBM for AI accelerators. SK Hynix sold out its entire HBM supply through 2026. Micron announced the same. Samsung was scrambling to qualify its HBM4 chips with NVIDIA fast enough to claim a larger share of the market. Prices on standard 32 gigabyte DDR5 memory kits, which once sold for around $100, were running at $400 in the replacement cycle. The entire memory market was supply constrained in a way it had not been in years, with prices climbing quarter after quarter. CXMT walked directly into that environment with a full product lineup, 3 12-inch fabrication plants already running in Hefei and Beijing, and plans to use the $8.6 billion raised in the IPO to expand capacity and fund research into the next generation of technology. The timing was not accidental. Beijing has been systematically investing in domestic semiconductor capability for years, and CXMT represents the most visible result of that strategy, arriving at precisely the moment when the global market needed exactly what they were building. The reaction in Washington was immediate and serious. The day after CXMT's debut, the U.S. Congress launched a bipartisan investigation into the company. The concern was not merely competitive, though the competitive dimension was clearly present. Micron, which had been lobbying U.S. lawmakers for years to restrict Chinese memory companies' access to chip-making equipment, pushed publicly and privately for stronger action. One senior U.S. official told journalists there was what they called a real suspicion that Chinese Communist Party intervention played a role in the IPO, citing the extraordinary first-day gain as potentially reflecting state-directed investment rather than pure market enthusiasm. A separate U.S. government source described CXMT as deeply embedded in what they called the Chinese industrial military complex, and labeled its rapid expansion a ticking time bomb for national security. The Pentagon had formally designated CXMT as a Chinese military company on June 8, 2026, just 6 weeks before the IPO, as part of the 1260H list of companies with alleged ties to China's military-civil fusion strategy, a designation CXMT has denied. The Commerce Department had reportedly paused a recommendation to add CXMT to the entity list, a trade blacklist that would severely restrict American companies from doing business with the firm in the context of broader trade negotiations between the U.S. and China. Congressional leaders from the House and Senate, including those in the so-called Gang of Eight who received classified intelligence briefings, demanded an urgent briefing to assess Beijing's full involvement. The signal from Washington was clear. CXMT's IPO was not just a business event, it was a geopolitical event. And yet the full picture of how the global industry is actually responding to CXMT is more complicated than either the celebration in Beijing or the alarm in Washington suggests. The honest assessment from analysts who cover the memory industry is that CXMT is genuinely competitive in the segments it currently occupies, but remains meaningfully behind in the area that matters most for the next generation of AI computing. High bandwidth memory, the specialized stacked memory architecture that NVIDIA's most powerful AI chips require, is where Samsung, SK hynix, and Micron are currently engaged in an extraordinarily expensive and technically demanding arms race. Samsung is already in mass production of HBM4 and showcasing HBM4E. SK hynix holds approximately 53% of the global HBM market and is the primary supplier for NVIDIA's most critical AI accelerators. Micron has its entire 2026 HBM capacity sold out. CXMT is targeting the end of 2026 to begin producing HBM, and analysts at Counterpoint Research noted that its initial HBM products are likely to be HBM3E, or possibly HBM3, which would leave it 1 to 2 full generations behind competitors who are already delivering HBM4 at scale. Jefferies analysts wrote plainly that CXMT does not yet impact global AI memory supply and demand, because its current technology does not allow it to meet US AI demand, which will be the biggest driver of the 2027 memory outlook. That is an important limitation. The thing that makes memory most valuable right now, HBM for AI accelerators, is the one area where CXMT has not yet arrived. But here's the strategic reality that makes the limitation less significant than it might initially appear. CXMT is building its HBM capability from a position of explosive financial strength. Before this IPO, it was a private company with government backing, but limited public capital. Now it has $8.6 billion in fresh proceeds and a market valuation that makes further capital raises straightforward. It has a revenue base growing at 700% annually, profit margins approaching those of its global competitors, and a domestic Chinese market that both needs and is legally encouraged to buy from Chinese suppliers wherever possible. Apple reportedly argued to U.S. officials that it needs access to Chinese memory and sought assurances that CXMT would not be placed on the entity list. That single data point captures the bind that the U.S. faces. The company is designated as a military concern by the Pentagon, yet one of the most valuable American corporations is actively lobbying to preserve its relationship with that same company because the memory market is tight enough that losing access to CXMT supply would create real product constraints. The architecture of the global semiconductor supply chain has become so intertwined that drawing clean national security lines through it is genuinely difficult. For the people who actually build computers, buy phones, and use the products that memory chips make possible, the CXMT story has a simpler and more immediate dimension. The global DRAM market spent years in the hands of 3 companies whose combined pricing power was essentially unchecked in practice. A fourth major supplier, one operating with massive scale, government support, and aggressive production expansion plans will eventually push prices in a direction that benefits buyers. CXMT's DDR4 production, which it wound down under Beijing's direction to focus resources on DDR5 and mobile memory, was aggressive enough in pricing that it forced Samsung, SK hynix, and Micron to exit their own older generation memory product lines faster than they planned to. That is influence over a market you are not even the dominant player in. As CXMT continues scaling DDR5 production and moves toward HBM capability over the next 2 years, the three-way club that has run global memory pricing for 3 decades will face competitive pressure it has not experienced before. Whether that pressure translates into meaningfully lower prices for consumers and data center operators depends on how quickly CXMT can close the HBM gap and how aggressively it chooses to compete on price versus pursuing margin. But the structural reality has changed. The world's 4th largest DRAM producer is now publicly listed, enormously well-funded, producing chips that the biggest phone brands on Earth are buying in massive quantities, and is sitting on technology roadmaps that point toward AI memory competition within a year. A company founded in 2016 with a specific government mandate to build China's domestic memory capability just became the most valuable company in China in a single trading day. It did it by building products that actually work at scale and in a market starving for supply at a moment when artificial intelligence has turned memory chips from a commodity into a strategic resource. The stock market debut rattled Washington, spooked Micron, and sent shivers through Samsung and SK hynix. And whatever the geopolitical complications, whatever the technology gap that still separates CXMT from the leaders in HBM, the numbers it just posted make one thing impossible to argue with. This is not a side project or a government science experiment that will never reach commercial relevance. This is a live competitor in the most important semiconductor market on the planet, with $8.6 billion in new capital to spend on closing the remaining distance. The memory wars are no longer a 2-country competition with 3 players. They just got a 4th, and it showed up with the biggest IPO in Chinese semiconductor history and a stock that went up 466% before lunchtime.